Welcome into a brand new episode of Audionots, episode number 15. Welcome in, everybody. How are you today, Mr. Rin?
Great. I'm better than the world.
Better than the world, yeah. It is a little crazy out there. We've yet to be quarantined as a city yet. As what do they call it? There's a name they're giving it. They don't want to say martial law, so they're saying, like, I forget. There's a nicer way they're putting it.
Yeah, because the governor just said that. There's a plan, but we haven't done it yet.
Right. So some cities like San Francisco, they're already like quarantined at home.
Like self-house?
Yeah, like
I don't know.
Stay the hell home is basically all it is. And then you're only allowed to go out for the most essential of needs.
But on the bright side, it's super nice outside.
It's gorgeous out. So yeah, once again, I don't want to spend tons of time talking about Corona because everybody talks about Corona all day long. So I kind of almost just want to jump past all the sadness of the world because I think it's going to get better. Hopefully sooner than later. Probably not. But I'm rooting for it.
Hey, it's spring.
It's spring. So
first day of spring.
That's right. It is the first day of spring. And it seems almost like a summer day outside.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. T-shirt weather, finally. What have you been watching? What have you been up to?
Future Man's coming out. So I've been trying to finish season 2. I'm super close.
How close?
Episode 9.
9. And there's
just like 10.
10? Yeah, you're really close. Yeah. You're almost there.
Yeah.
What else have you been watching?
And then I've been watching Lil Dicky.
Oh, Dave. Yeah. Dave on FXX?
Yeah, you've been hyping that too much.
I love it so much.
I wanted to see what the hype was about. I watched a lot of shows. Altered Carbon, trying to finish that too.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And then lastly, my wife and I finished over the last weekend.
Yeah.
Kingdom.
Oh, and how was that? You like it?
Well, it's like a Korean zombie show that takes place back in like the Chosun era, like back in the day where they like have
straight up like samurai.
Yeah, sword fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's like zombies, so
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like, you know how the zombies we know and love, it's like slow.
Yeah.
You know.
Are these fast zombies?
And you could just shoot them with guns.
Yeah.
So back then there's like those.
You let them get awful close.
You got to use a sword.
Oh, could you shoot them with arrows?
Yeah, arrows too.
Yeah.
But then how accurate are you, you know?
Yeah.
And then they're fast.
Oh.
They run after you.
That's terrible. That's real scary.
So if zombies do break out, please be the American zombies and not the Korean zombies.
Yeah, Korean zombies sound terrible. Would you say this show is scary for someone who doesn't like scary stuff, or is it like I never thought The Walking Dead was all that scary? Is it more or less scary than The Walking Dead?
It's about the same.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So and did you watch it subbed or dubbed?
Oh, I don't think there's dub. Yeah.
So subtitles only.
Yeah, you gotta get over that 1-inch barrier, man.
You gotta learn how to read. Yeah. What if I'm trying to watch this scary zombies running at me? I'm trying to read whatever they may be yelling.
Oh, well, for me, I've been doing that for like years.
You're pro level.
Yeah. You know, anime.
Perfect. Well, I want to go back because you said you've been watching Dave.
Yeah.
And Dave is my favorite show. So, I want to hear your thoughts. Is Dave as good as I hyped it, or am I overselling it?
It's pretty good. I think the only thing that wasn't as funny is because you've been talking about it so much.
You already knew I took away.
I was expecting the jokes,
right?
So it didn't hit me as hard.
Oh,
but it was still pretty funny though. Yeah.
But you're almost caught up to me because you watched 1 through 3, right?
Yeah.
And they've only had 4 episodes.
Right.
And I watched episode 4 today at lunch, and it was equally as funny. It has not let me down yet.
Yeah, like for example, that when Macklemore took over, and they're like, "Where'd you get that sweater?" The thrift shop. Yeah,
but I already told you.
I knew that was coming, so I'm like, it wasn't as impactful.
It's still funny though.
But it's still pretty funny. And dude's a natural actor,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is Lil Dicky is a pro level natural actor, and I think maybe that with a lot of rappers, we may have mentioned this before, that they're just good actors because rapping really is about acting out visuals, and speaking visuals. And so they all seem to be pretty good at it. They're slowly incorporating more and more rappers on Dave.
Like the real rappers, too.
Yeah, and it's always the real guys.
Yeah.
And I think the production of the company who makes this show is pretty clever. And they can realize which of these guys can act and which ones can't act. And they kind of really limit those who can act to what they get to say.
Yeah.
But they can still make it really funny. So they had some pretty good cameos in this episode that aired today, episode 4. And it was great.
I think one of my favorite things is the side characters, too. Like his roommates and stuff. They're pretty funny.
They're all so good. There's not a character on the show I don't like. And here's a fun fact I learned that I didn't know, because a lot of times when I try to learn about a show, I just go on like Wikipedia and read who's in it, try to see what they've been in before.
Yeah.
And you know the guy that plays his like audio producer, the guy that sits behind the boards and does all the audio mixing?
Yeah.
I went and looked to see who it was, because I thought, this guy's a good actor. I've never seen him in anything. And I went to look, and he had some regular name, and he didn't have any Wikipedia entry. And so I watched this show for the first time with my middle daughter, who's 19. And she goes, "Oh, it's Taco." And I'm like, "Taco? Yeah, Taco. He's the sidekick for Tyler, the Creator." And
in real life?
In real life.
Oh, shoot.
So here's a couple of fun facts I learned. Taco plays the studio engineer guy.
Yeah.
And he's a natural too. He's not a real actor. He's a rapper. He is the sidekick to Tyler, the Creator. For those who don't know rap, Tyler, the Creator is really popular. He's got that really deep voice, but looks like he's like 15.
Yeah.
And they run around. They have the Golf Wank brand. They run around just yelling Golf Wank all the time for whatever reason. And Taco is just like the guy that he's like this towel swinging sidekick rapper. And so I thought that was super cool that he was such a good actor too, because I thought he was a real actor. And then Gata, I found out, is Lil Dicky's real sidekick in real life.
What?
So if you went to a show of Lil Dicky's 2 years ago, Gata was up there swinging the towel, getting ready, yo, get ready, pumped up. And he's a good actor too.
Yeah, he got his friends in here too. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I really like that they've managed to get all these great acting abilities out of dudes that you wouldn't guess were good actors.
Yeah, like you said, they put on a show, so it's kind of like acting on stage.
Yeah, so it's really good. In episode 4, I won't try to tell you too much, so I don't continually bust the jokes for you. Yeah. But Lil Dicky, he's got a new manager, and he's trying to go viral. And so one of the things that they just say to each other for whatever reason, because they're big fans of the movie The Mask. You remember The Mask with Jim Carrey?
Oh, yeah.
And he's always like, "Somebody stop me," right?
Yeah.
And so they have this idea, and it's like, they're trying to be viral to see if they get Lil Dicky some hits on the YouTubes. And you don't think it's going to work, but they go out and they start just going to really weird places like libraries, bus stops, just running around, and he's yelling, "Somebody suck me," just over and over again. And then it gets popular, so they make like this, 45-second video of him saying "somebody suck me" in different locations.
Like a compilation?
Dressed like the mask. Like, so he's wearing like that yellow zoot suit thing. And they put it out, and it gets 30 million hits in like a week. And so I'm kind of curious to learn, I haven't looked yet, if that's based on something that maybe happened to Lil Dicky.
But does that exist in real life?
Well, viral things like that exist everywhere.
Yeah, because I've never seen it before.
Right, so I'm wondering, though, if he had something that he did in real life that's equivalent to the story that we're watching. But it's so funny. So I almost originally opened the show with "Somebody suck me," and I thought people are not going to know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Just like out here looking for dates or something.
Well, we'll end the show with that then.
It's good though. Lil Dicky, Dave, FXX also plays on Hulu the day after it airs on FXX. I say give it a watch. I'm not even bothering saying it has to take any specific type of person anymore. It's a funny show.
It's funny. Like how you've been hyping up the show so much.
Yeah.
Like last episode.
Yeah.
That my wife listened to our podcast, and she's like, "Oh, let's watch that Dave show."
Yes.
And I was like, "I already watched it without you."
Watch it again though. It's just as good.
So mad at me. She's like, "It sounds so funny. I want to watch it." Like, oh man, so I gotta watch it again probably.
Yeah, watch it again. So I did the same thing. I watched it all the way as far as it goes so far. And then I kept talking about it to my middle daughter, and she got interested enough that we sat down and watched it again. But when you can like fast forward through the commercials, or if you have good Hulu, it doesn't take long to watch the episodes. And so we rewatched it, and that's when I learned about Taco. So it was a good rewatch.
The only Taco I know is from The League.
Oh, that's right. His name was Taco too.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting about that is he was also a rapper before he was on that show.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought he was like a comedian or something.
Yeah, he's one of those comedian rappers. So like Lil Dicky is kind of a joke rapper. He was even more jokey. So he was more jokey than he was rapper.
Damn.
Yeah. So fun fact. Lots of fun facts. I think that's all I've been watching on Hulu. But have you watched over on Amazon? Have you watched any more Hunters?
I did. I got like 2 more episodes in,
Yeah.
and it's getting like crazy because they're like
Crazy good?
yeah, cause crazy good and crazy in the show because they're kind of like going at each other now.
Yeah.
Because before it was all like behind the scenes sort of thing where nobody knows that they're doing stuff to each other,
Right.
and they're aware of it now. So it gets so crazy.
Oh, so the Nazis are finally aware that the Jewish group is like hunting them down and killing them?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I need to get back into it because I think I'll like it. It kind of threw me at first.
but like I feel like Amazon has a thing with slow burn. Like sometimes it's a little slow. You're like
Maybe it's whoever is the
to
main
the point,
producer
man.
over there is okay with it just taking its time.
yeah, and like sometimes like man. When you like bring up your phone to do something,
Yeah.
it means you're not engaging anymore.
Yeah.
And I find myself doing that a few times.
Yeah, you always know a show's a little slow if you decide I got to do something else with my time too.
Yeah.
So you're doing 2 things at once.
Yeah,
Yeah. The radio show, I listened to a sports radio show at lunchtime, and they're actually doing what they're calling book club, but their book club is nothing but watching TV. And so their book club show is The Hunters.
really.
Yeah.
Nice.
So they were talking about it today, and they're really into it too.
Nice.
So it seems like it's growing in popularity.
Why would they call that book club?
I think they're just being facetious so
Yeah.
that you sound fancy, right? You're like,
Yeah, yeah.
oh, yeah, I've got to go to book club and really just watching TV. I mean,
It's because like my wife has a book club with her coworkers.
Yeah?
and they actually read.
oh, yeah.
So it's actually a book club. But I'm gonna tell that, hey,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to my book club on Thursday.
Yeah, book clubs almost become synonymous with just like getting together with a few people and talking about a subject.
Right.
And so it doesn't even have to be books anymore. It could be really anything.
Or maybe like shows that were based on books.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know. Was Hunters based on the book? I have no idea.
I have no idea.
I don't either. Also on Amazon Prime, did you see this is kind of a healthy stream and a tasty trailer?
Ooh, fusion.
Fusion. The tasty trailers. Yum, 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 yum. The TV show Upload.
Oh yeah, you told me to watch it. Yeah.
Yeah. So to give the listeners a quick breakdown of Upload before they run out and watch it themselves. It's a brand new show coming out on Amazon Prime, and it's made. I noticed right away because it popped up on the trailer that it was made by the guy Greg Daniels, the guy that made The Office and Parks and Rec. So that got me excited right away. The trailer itself, I'm kind of 50-50 on. Like I can't tell if it's gonna be good or if it's gonna be too silly.
Yeah.
But the concept's interesting. So it's called Upload, and at the very beginning we catch a guy. He's been in some sort of accident. Really handsome looking guy too. I don't know.
He's Robbie Amell.
Who is that? Is that somebody we should know?
Yeah, he's the cousin of Stephen Amell. Stephen Amell?
Who the hell's Stephen Amell?
He's the green hornet. I mean, not hornet. The Green Arrow from the Arrow show.
Oh, that's why I don't watch
Yeah.
that stuff. Okay, so
So they're cousins. Yeah.
the cousin in this show is related to the DC Green Arrow
Yes.
television show on the CW. Okay, hot news. So that guy apparently is the Green Arrow handsome fella too.
Yeah.
Okay, so it runs in the family. Good for you, family tree. So Demel or whatever his name is, he looks like he's got a bunch of cuts on his chest. Maybe something's exploded on him, and they're like, "You're gonna die." And so they go, "You have a choice right now. We could take you to the OR and see if we can save you, or you might die. You're probably gonna die, or we can take you to the upload room." And so we must be in the future to some degree. They don't really specify what year.
Yeah.
And his girlfriend is like, "Oh my God, we could be together forever then." And he's like, forever is a long time. And so, but he chooses to get uploaded. And so the whole concept of the show is when you're dying, you can have your essence, your brain, like a lot of other shows, uploaded into basically the Matrix.
Yeah.
So, right, it's like a funny Matrix. Like, what if the Matrix was hilarious and had no Keanu Reeves? And so homie gets uploaded into the Matrix, and He realizes why, right? Because apparently there's people who watch it and kind of like guide it. They're still living like a computer program. So they watch all these virtual people run around and do their stuff. And they run through all the jokes of him like trying to eat food, but the food hour's over and it all disappears. He tries to grab something from like the menu. No, he tries to grab a cup of coffee and it's like, it's a $4.99 credit or something.
Yeah, you gotta buy it.
Yeah, he can't grab his hand. Kind of keeps going through it because it's like a in-app purchase.
It's kind of like if you are in Sims, and the player that's playing you's watching.
Oh, I should
Sims,
sell it to my middle daughter that way. She might like it because she loves some Sims. Yeah. So the whole concept, and it's a comedy. It's total comedy. Is kind of this guy learning to adapt to being this virtual version of himself. And then there's all these other people in. So he's not like the only one. And there's all sorts of other people. And they're like, hey, newbie.
Yeah. It's a new guy.
Yeah. And so, I don't know. I'll give it a shot. It seems like it's maybe just a half-hour sitcom. I haven't seen Amazon Prime do a lot of sitcoms.
Yeah. Well, it kind of seemed like it's their take of the afterlife.
Yeah.
Or like heaven or something like that.
Sure.
So it's just them showing you like a version of it.
Almost like The Good Place.
Yeah. And it's funny because like, towards the end, the girl that's watching over him like falls in love with him.
Oh, that's right.
Did you get that?
I got it. Because she goes, I'm into this guy. And he goes, oh yeah, what's he do? He's in computers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was clever though.
He's literally in the computer.
He's in the computer.
Yeah. And then she puts on her like VR goggles and she could like project herself into the matrix. So that's pretty cool.
That is kind of cool. Yeah, that's cool. I like that you said VR because that makes me think of something over on Netflix. And you discover this, so I'll let you talk about it after you let me tell them about this new also show. It's a movie actually. This is also a tasty trailer / healthy stream because it comes out.
We're moving on to Netflix now.
Yeah, we're hopping over to Netflix. Right. Unless you want to talk about, you have more Amazon?
No.
Yeah. So Netflix has a brand new movie. And it looks like it's a Spanish movie, but they do a subbed version of it that's pretty good. Like, I didn't even realize until it was over that it was being subbed at all. They did a pretty decent job of it.
Well, because you watched it in English.
Yeah.
And then when I watched it, it was in Spanish. I'm like, wait, this is an English show or a Spanish show?
Yeah, the sub's pretty well done. So the show is called, and we're going to keep you in suspense. We've been talking about it. You don't even know what we're talking about. The show is called The Platform, or excuse me, the movie is called The Platform. Yeah. And it looks kind of like this like brain teaser type suspenseful, like just craziness.
It reminds me of like a mix of like Saw.
Yeah.
And, remember that movie Cube with Jennifer Lopez?
Well, I know the movie, but I never saw it.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Okay. Like so it looks like, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, that the basic concept is I was assuming it was maybe some sort of prison. And so imagine a giant elevator shaft, like really big elevator shaft. And there's platforms, everything, rather than there being levels where people like have actual floors. You look up, you got a hole above you, you got a hole below you, but you've got this kind of sidewalk that you live on that goes around the hole. And the whole concept of this is they torture these people by giving the people who are on the top levels of the platform, and who knows how many levels. They kind of hint that there's quite a few levels.
I saw like 300 or something.
Oh, okay.
For a bit.
So let's say 300 levels. The people at the very top get this floor comes in that fills the gap as it moves down the elevator shaft, basically, and it's completely full of food. Now they mention in the trailer if anybody actually eats only their share, there's plenty of food for everybody. However, if people overindulge as it gets towards the bottom, the people in the bottom get nothing.
Right.
And
it's just like trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
The people that puts candy out, take what, take some, leave some for others.
Right.
But those kids be like, nope.
And I get all of it, and they take the whole bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so they cut the scenes of people like just grabbing. There's cakes and salads and meats, and they're like grabbing fistfuls of things.
There's a lot of good food too.
Yeah, good food, going all like gluttony, right? And then by the time it gets lower, they're not getting anything. And then you start to see all these crazy things happen because our main character seems to be getting tortured by maybe another person inside the platform.
Yeah, because you see like them trying to go above them.
Yeah.
The better food's above, right?
Right.
And they're trying to like climb up.
Yeah,
or something like that.
And they must figure out the way, because halfway through the trailer, the guy he's like, we're learning as he's learning about what's happening.
Yeah,
a body falls through the platform hole, and he's like, was that a body? And the weird little guy's like, yeah, that was a body.
Yeah, And then later on, you see him talk to a chick. So there's some movement.
So they're able to somehow get above to the next levels. And I'm assuming what's happening, if I'm a guessing man, the people on the bottom are starving. And so they're doing what starving people do. They're getting aggressive. They're somehow working their way up and fighting their way into getting more food.
Do you know what would be cool if like this is like one movie of 7 movies?
Yeah.
And they do like the 7 deadly sins, you know?
Oh.
And this is like
rings of hell kind
and
of
this
thing.
is like the gluttony version movie
Yeah.
of the one sin, and then they do every sin as a movie.
That would be really cool.
And they're like their take.
Aren't you watching some sort of anime about the 7 deadly
Oh yeah,
sins?
that's why I
Okay,
brought it
before we jump to that real quick, because the only reason I jumped over to Netflix so soon is because you said the word VR. And I know you discovered this when you were watching the trailer of the platform. What did we learn about Netflix?
up. So like I said, you were watching in English.
Yeah.
And then I thought that, you know how you could like do subtitles?
Yeah.
I thought that you could change
you were trying to get back to English.
The dub to English and not Spanish, right?
Yeah.
And then they gave me an option that says watch in VR. I'm like, what the hell?
I didn't even know you could do that on Netflix.
On your phone.
Yeah. Is it only on your phone?
I don't know, probably.
Because I noticed the phone has a lot more options than the iPad. Because I watch most of I'd say I'm 50-50. I watch half of my Netflix on my iPad. The other half of my Netflix I watch on the big TV. I almost watch none on the phone unless I'm at the gym.
Oh.
Which I don't go to anymore because it's
can't.
full of coronavirus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, actually, yeah. Planet Fitness, by the way, is officially closed if anybody's trying to go there. Got the notice.
So how do you cancel your membership?
I don't know.
Because I went online. They say you're supposed to go in and cancel.
What?
Yeah.
Sons of bitches.
I know.
They're like, yeah, if you want to get it, you gotta come to us. It's like the platform. The Planet Fitness platform.
But anyways, yeah. So if you click on like the little dots to try to like do your subtitle, they give you an option for watching VR. So we got curious, we did it.
Yeah, you clicked on it.
And it just comes like into two
screens.
Like
so you need goggles.
You need your goggles to be on, and then you can watch it.
I'm gonna try that because I bought my son some VR goggles last Christmas or the Christmas before. Now, whether he still has them or not, I have no idea because there was so few things you could use them for. But hot tip for anybody, because it looked like basic VR stuff. You can buy VR goggles at those like second cell stores like the Roths, the Marshalls, the TJ Maxx places. They all have shit tons of that, and they're like $9.99 because nobody understood what the hell to do with them.
You can't do anything because when you look at it, the quality is like shoddy too. Yeah. You're like, I can't get this, man.
But I want to try it now. I want to see if the platform seems better in VR. What if I'm like looking all around and I'm in? What if you can look up and see up the platform and it's like a completely different?
We gotta try with other trailers too, and maybe shows.
All right, so here's what audio nuts. We will figure out what it looks like to experience VR Netflix, and we'll let you know next episode because I'm super interested in how this works.
How come like it wasn't advertised? I never seen anything on it.
I've never either.
Yeah, it was totally by accident.
Yeah, I wonder if they're not confident in it yet.
Yeah, of course sucks.
You just happen to stumble onto something that's kind of being beta tested.
I don't even know if I have any VR glasses, whatever, at home.
We have some, but they could have been chucked by now because my son does a pretty good job of keeping his room clean.
Nice.
But I'll look. But the platform, if you are interested in watching in VR or regular, is available Friday, so tomorrow.
I wonder if are they advertising shows like that to like if you have a PlayStation, you could have VR PlayStation.
Do you have the VR component to the PlayStation?
Nah, it's a waste of money. That's what it is.
My son just sold his PlayStation, so we don't even have that anymore.
But yeah,
so that's cool. And by the time everybody listens to this, the platform will be out and they can watch it. So.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because it comes out this Friday.
Oh, nice.
And I'm sure by the time we edit this bad boy and get it out, may have seen it, or at least they'll know they can go watch it immediately.
Oh, mañana.
Yeah. The other hot trailer I saw for Netflix, and this one looks real weird. I'm kind of interested to hear your opinion on it, because my first opinion was like, what the hell am I watching? It's called Midnight Gospel.
Oh, yeah, that one, yeah.
Yeah, it's a cartoon, animated show.
I thought it was like a song.
Yeah, it sounds like it could be a song. It looks a lot like Adventure Time, style-wise, and I didn't ever look to see if it's maybe the same creators or not.
Oh.
But it looks weird. What did you think about Midnight Gospel?
Well, to me, it looked like a mixture of Adventure Time, and Netflix had this anime a while back called Devil May Cry.
Oh, okay.
Wait, not Devil May Cry. Devilman.
Devilman.
Devilman Crybaby.
Devilman Crybaby.
Yeah, Crybaby is like the subtitle.
Okay.
It's based on like a Japanese anime, which I didn't really like. I like the old stuff better, but like a mix of those two animation style, and it seemed like somebody had a dream and be like, "Hey, can you make this new anime?"
Yeah,
animation?
it looked, and when you listen to it, it almost sounds like they're drunk or high or something.
Yeah.
So it's like this animated show where this guy's doing, who knows, like, what is the concept? I watched the trailer and I still can't explain the concept. Is he trying to tell everybody about some vision he had, or?
Yeah, because like the very beginning, he puts his head into this little thing that looks like a vagina.
He shoves his head through what appears to be a giant vajayjay.
Yeah.
And then he can witness some sort of like alternate world.
Yeah, and it's like, this is the cycle of life, you know.
But he's like talking all weird and slow,
Yeah.
and he's like, he sounds like he's like, been doing some shrooms. That's what it is. That this show appears as if they're doing shrooms. The voice actors are on shrooms, and you would probably enjoy it more if you were in fact on shrooms.
Yeah. Watch it in VR
On shrooms. Oh my god, your head might pop. But if you're interested, if you're sitting here right now and you're thinking, I like Adventure Time, I like shrooms, I like it when people have really weird stories that make no sense. Midnight Gospel premieres April 20th on Netflix.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Next month.
Yeah, next month. That's all I had for Netflix. Are you watching anything else on Netflix?
Oh no, I'm just excited to watch Ultra Carbon, the animation.
Yeah, that
comes out. Is it out already?
This weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be this weekend.
Yeah. We talked about it last episode, so I think if it's not out now, it's this weekend. So you probably even give it some binge worthiness over the weekend and see what it's all about. You think you'll catch up to the real show first?
I'm like halfway in the real show.
Oh, so you might. So. Will you watch them side by side, or will you wait?
I might watch the show first, finish that, and then do the animation.
Nice. I'm trying to think if I've been watching. Oh, I've been still trying to catch up on season 2 of Sex Ed on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
The show is fantastic. So it's only gotten better from season 1. So
yeah, like I said, it's one of the shows for me that we binge watched the first season, and we liked it so much that we binge watched the second season.
Nice.
Like it just gets better. Like it doesn't fall off the rails.
Yeah, I originally watched the first season on my own, then rewatched it with my wife, and now we're about three or four episodes into season 2. And I really enjoyed it because they do such a good job of mixing the comedy with like serious like sexual talk. Like there was a episode that had some pretty serious moments. And I thought they handled it really well.
Yeah.
And so I dig it. I really like that show. So if you're not watching Sex Ed, don't be turned off by the name. Don't be turned off by the fact that they have a little bit of nudity in the first few episodes, because it's really cute and clever and well written. Plus, I always enjoy listening to the Euros talk. Their accents are awesome.
Plus, he has your hot Asian Scully.
That's right. I don't like her hair this season though. Like, so Agent Scully was like a MILF in season 1 because she had like this kind of silver fox hair going on, and I thought that worked better for her. And they let her grow it out into this like weird hairdo and kind of blonde this season. I don't like it as much.
I don't remember.
I'm very specific. So yeah, I only like the mom in season 1.
Season 1,
not season 2. So don't get it confused. But I think should I turn this on?
Oh, did you watch that one show you were talking about on the Apple TV?
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. I did. Over on Apple TV, I did watch the first episode of Amazing Stories.
Yeah.
And we talked about last episode how Amazing Stories was an old show from, I think, the late 80s, early 90s that was produced by Steven Spielberg. And each episode is a standalone thing. And so it seems to be the exact same thing this time. And I've only seen the first episode, so it's hard to judge it because even if I remember correctly, the old Amazing Stories was really hit and miss. There'd be some episodes that were like good and some that were less. And I would assume they would have put their best episode first, so we'd all get like tuned in. But honestly, the first episode was kind of not great. It wasn't terrible, but it was kind of lame.
Right.
So without giving away too much, the concept of the first episode is about a guy who is working on a house. He's like a construction dude, and they're renovating a house. And it's an old house. And he finds this picture in the basement of this woman in her wedding dress, and he's like, oh, this girl's so hot. I like her a lot. Because he's been scrolling. We see him doing like a Tinder type app. And he's like in the dating world and can never be satisfied with any women, whatever. And he really likes her. And then some storm comes through, like in the Midwest somewhere, hits the house, and it sends him back in time.
Time travel. Oh my god.
Your favorite time travel. And so he like and he's still like, because it happens like instantaneous, like they make the screen go all like wonky, and he thinks he's still like in his time zone. So he runs upstairs because he's in the basement. He runs upstairs to tell his brother, "Oh, wasn't that storm? That was crazy." And he like all of a sudden like, "What the hell?" Like the house is all nice again because it's all old and decrepit, and they're fixing it up.
Did he find like Dorothy or something?
Yeah, and so he finds the girl in the picture. So she's living there, and he's in love with her because he already saw her in the picture. And so the show's only an hour long, and basically they manage to like fall in love and want to time travel together. But she's supposed to get married to this other guy, and things go awry. And I won't give away the twist. There is a twist about 3/4 of the way through. That's sort of interesting.
The chick is his mom.
I think we've seen that with Marty McFly. Yeah. But so they do their whole thing. And when we were done watching it, my wife goes, I go, "What do you think? You like that show?" And she said, it's like they couldn't make a real movie. She goes, it's like they rushed everything. And I have to agree. It feels like because it could have been a movie-long type story, but probably wasn't good enough to be made into a real movie, that they took a really basic concept and just burned through it as fast as they could.
Wait, so you say it was an hour long?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I think every episode's an hour long. So from what I can tell, every episode's an hour long movie that's supposed to have like an interesting twist.
Yeah.
However, the twist wasn't all that interesting, and the acting was subpar.
Was there any good actors and actresses in there?
No, I mean, nobody I really recognized. I mean, like, it was very subpar, the whole thing. So I'll give it another episode or two to see, because like each one stands on its own, because there might be a gem hidden in the middle, and I don't know. Is it all out? Or is it weekly? I have no idea. I know that when we watched the first one, I saw that it wanted to start playing the second one when we finished. So, but I don't know that I was starting it right when it came out.
Maybe I'll give it a try. I need to take advantage of my free Apple for a year.
Yeah, so if everybody still, once again, don't buy Apple. But if you do, the one show you should have watched is Mythic Quest. Have you watched that yet?
Not yet.
Oh my god.
I've been so behind on Apple. It's always off my radar.
Right. So if you do have free Apple TV, however, watch Mythic Quest. Everything else is fine. C is fine. The show is fine. The Servant is fine. They don't have any one show that's like, you have to see it.
Yeah.
They've got no Stranger Things type show. They've got no Game of Thrones type show. But maybe they will. Remember, we talked last episode, they're getting that musical Bob's Burgers show, the park or whatever it was called, Central Park.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe that will be worth having. I don't know. I mean, so far it hasn't been great.
So, like, you just need that one show that I have to see it, so I have to get the service, you know? They haven't got that yet.
And that, I think that makes all the difference. If you have one show that, because I'd happily sign up for things just to see one show if it's really good.
Yeah.
So Apple TV, get your stuff together. You guys you're missing the boat still. I did see, since we're still on streaming a little bit, that the number one streaming movie right now is Outbreak. I mean, what's wrong with people? So sadistic, so it's like masochistic. Why would you watch something when all we can catch is news about an outbreak?
To learn more, duh.
To scare yourself more. Like, I think some people love feeling this way. I hate it. I hate feeling like nervous and like uncertain all the time. It's terrible.
Yeah, because I got home one day and my sisters were watching it. Yeah. And then later on, I saw on their IG story.
Yeah.
They said, "Watching Outbreak during the outbreak."
Yeah, they're not the only. Yeah, to be fair, they're not the only ones. Like I said, it's the number one streaming movie in all the services combined.
Wow.
So good for everybody for enjoying, like, watching something scary during something scary. So, well, I think that kind of finishes off what I had for the healthy stream today. I have one thing. I don't have any tasty trailers because we kind of touched on those in the stream.
Yeah, it was a little mix.
But the one good thing that's coming out of all this coronavirus scares and not being able to go anywhere is they're starting to push movies that were just in the theater or haven't even gone to the theater to video on demand, like, already.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see Bloodshot is already coming out?
This month, right?
Yeah, like, what is today? I don't even know what day it is.
Today's the 19th.
Today's the 19th. It comes out on the 24th.
Maybe because they did, like, so little.
Because it's a crappy movie.
Yeah.
But that's probably the only way I'd watch it, or maybe if it shows up on one of the free. I don't know even if I want to pay for it on video on demand.
Wait, so how does that work though? Do they just let you rent it? Or what?
Yeah, usually it's VOD, video on demand, and it's usually like $4.99 to like $7.99 depending on what movie it is.
Wait, where do you rent it on?
You can rent it through lots of services.
I know like Apple could do it.
Yeah, Apple can do it. The Roku can do it.
Amazon can do it.
I think if you have any of the satellite providers, Dish, DirecTV, right. If you have the bigger cable providers like Comcast, they all have the pay for video on demand. So yeah, it shouldn't be hard to find. I'm curious to see what kind of video on demand numbers that they project.
Right.
Well, I saw there's some other ones. What have you heard of any other ones that are coming out?
The Invisible Man.
Yeah, you were telling pretty much everything by Warner Brothers, right? Is coming straight out.
The Trolls movie.
No, I don't care about that. I might watch The Invisible Man.
Yeah, you should.
That one looks pretty good.
That way you could get your opinion on it too. Yeah.
Anything else?
Nothing worthwhile.
Well, the problem is there hasn't been any worthwhile movies in a while. It's been like. They're moving into summertime, and this is kind of when they dump all the boring movies anyways, and now we're getting all these delays. So, like, I'm still wondering, have you officially heard, or I haven't heard that Black Widow is being postponed, but I feel like they have to.
Because all the theaters are closed.
Well, not all of them. You're thinking about our state. All the theaters in our state are closed.
Oh, yeah.
Other states could still watch, but you would think there's enough theaters, because I think they're all closed in Oregon, California, Washington, that New York, that you would say is a big company like Disney, you would say, well, let's hang on to this guy. So,
because when you want to release it, you want everybody to see it, right?
Maximum dollars. Yeah. Plus, China is always a big one, right? You got to make your American money, then you got to make your China money. Yeah. And they're still kind of getting over it too. So, I don't know. I don't think that you can put that movie out.
I don't know.
I think what's going to happen is 2021 is going to be the best movie year ever. Because they're going to have, unless they delay all the stuff that's supposed to come out in 21 to 22, they're going to have so many movies, good movies, because you're getting all the good movies that are supposed to come out this year, coming out next year together.
So our podcast talk is going to be dope next year.
I know 2021 is going to be the year of the best podcast. Every episode we'll be able to talk about a hot movie that just came out. Yeah, there's a lot of that going around. I saw something similar to that. I know we don't talk too much sports on here, especially baseball, because I'm not a big baseball guy. But they're supposed to be doing their baseball draft here pretty soon. And because the way the baseball draft works is that people all go out to the high schools and look at all the high school players, but all the high school baseball is done. Nobody's playing it, right?
Yeah, because like they scout during spring sports.
Mm-hmm. So they can't do any of their scouting. So they're saying all the kids that would have been drafted this year will get drafted next year. And so you're going to have basically 2021 will have twice as many first round picks. And so people that would have been first round picks this season may get pushed to second round picks next season. Yeah. So that'll be good for the teams who want to get a steal, but bad for the kids that won't get paid as much, because usually in most of these drafts they really lose their income when they get pushed into the second round.
Yeah, the lower pick, the less they get paid.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's kind of interesting. Similar to like the movie thing, where assuming that we get over this in the next couple months, and that's really my hope, we're going to have a killer 2021 as far as sports and movies and probably TV, because so many things have been pushed.
Unless like we get like a killer winter movie month.
That's true.
Movie season.
They really go ham, start bringing everything out.
Just everything during the holidays. You just go at it.
It's like the best December ever. Yeah. That'd be kind of cool. I'd really like that. That's totally what they should do. All right, so I think this is the perfect time to take a quick break. On the flip side of the break, we will be talking about I have a full advantage, like a pretty good one that I just saw yesterday morning.
Oh, damn.
I have a handful of news jacuzzi stories. We got Marvel is bringing out the most ridiculous characters you've ever heard of. A couple new ones that we need to talk over. I'm going to show you some pictures because it's very upsetting to me. We have some PS5, PlayStation 5 news I think we needed to talk about. I don't know if you heard this, but scientists have fired a cannonball into an asteroid. That sounds like some movie stuff. I don't know why we were doing that. Let's talk about that.
What the hell?
And the world's fastest computer may be what saves us all from the coronavirus. Catch you on the flip side. And we're back. So I thought we'd start with the full advantage. Full advantage. I saw this yesterday morning, and I was pretty excited about it. But Adobe, and I think it's because of the coronavirus, this is another one of those kind of benefits where big companies are trying to help people. Because so many kids, college kids, everybody's stuck in at home and not being able to go to school as much anymore. Adobe is giving the Creative Cloud away for 2 months for free.
What?
Right? They said that I don't know if you even have to be
student,
a current student, because they said that if you had Creative Cloud, maybe you have to be a student, but if you already had Creative Cloud, you could cancel it and still get it as long as you sign up new during this period of freebie time.
Damn, let's cancel, yo.
I know. So yeah, everybody out there that wants to be like Ren and I and do graphic design and those sorts of things, free Adobe Creative Cloud for 2 whole months. So I'd jump on that. That's a hot full advantage.
Yeah,
because the value of that alone, holy smokes! For those of you who don't know, Creative Cloud is not cheap.
Yeah, we pay monthly, and it's
well, we pay for 3 licenses, and it's well over $300. It's pushing the $500,
and that's 2 months for free, yo.
Yeah, so I would jump all over that, even if you're not into it, maybe just to learn. Because the nice thing about Creative Cloud, for those who haven't used it, is it comes with videos, so you could totally learn it from the program.
Yeah,
it's
really good tutorials. Plus, you always learn from YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube has everything. So yeah, I would definitely jump on that. Speaking of design, I want to do a quick, hey Ren, what you working on? Have you been working on anything new or any follow-up on anything?
Well, I got some new work I'm working on, but I can't really say yet.
Yeah.
Gotta wait on that.
I know how that is.
Yeah, but like we said before, we design T-shirts for one of our clients.
Yeah, the e-gamer.
Yeah,
right?
the e-gamer. And I just posted those up like a few days ago.
Oh, I saw that. It looked awesome.
Yeah.
You made a ton of them. I like when you said you were working on it, I didn't realize it was so many.
Well, because I made like 5 of them.
Yeah.
And then he came back and be like, hey, can you add do you have any good taglines for me?
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, you know yourself more than I do.
Yeah.
So what does your, user, your friends or viewers say about you,
Right.
And he's like, yeah, riding the wave or something like that. He's like a tsunami.
Yeah, the Asian tsunami.
Yeah. And so I did 2 more because I felt like 2 of the designs were just his logo.
Yeah.
And I just kind of like plug and play them because I didn't even do anything.
Right, yeah.
So I'm like, all right, so it evens out.
That's cool. It turned out super good. So if anybody wants to see what they look like, there's, I think you posted on Vigilante's Twitter and Instagram, and you also retweeted it on the Audionots.
Yeah. So
those turned out pretty cool. I've been working on. I had a new one come in, and it kind of turned and burned it. Like it was just serendipitous the way it worked out. Willamette University is a college here in Oregon.
Willamette.
Yeah, Willamette. It's a private college, and I know one of the students has taken a master's class there. And one of his projects was creating for the actual school, so it's a real thing. Is there Willamette is introducing a brand new master's class in data science, and I feel like we'll plug that a little bit too, because it feels like maybe people that listen to podcasts, especially this podcast, might be totally into data science. Yeah. So if you're into data science, you could take a master's class in it at Willamette University now. But they'd asked us to help them do some social media posts to promote this new data science master's class. And so they turned out super good. So created a couple of those, and they're going to post them on their social medias. And I'm interested because it's a full-on project for this marketing team that's in the master's class to see how well these do. And I'm interested to see if they do as well as they think they will.
Do you think we could share those afterwards?
Yeah, because, I mean, I don't think it's a big... I'll double check. I don't think it's an issue. So they turned out really good, and if they don't mind, I would imagine that nobody would be sad about free, free help. Some free promotion on it, because they really want to see how many people they get signed up for this thing. Right. And like I said, I feel like the people we talk to, it's very likely that our audience is kind of in that data sciencey area to some part,
Take that for data.
Yeah, let's go. Do you like it? Do you say data or data?
Data.
I mean, which one's right? I mean, it's like
I don't know, dude.
Neither one's. It's like caramel or caramel.
Well, that I combine 2 of them, and I say caramel.
Caramel.
Yeah. So whenever I say it, they're like, "What are you talking about?" Because one or the other, like, "Nah, man, I'm gonna meet you in the middle."
Yeah.
Caramel.
Data and data. That's a weird one, because sometimes I say it one way or another. Like, I guess sometimes I say data, but like if I have lots, like can I look at that data? Like if I'm looking at it, I don't know.
Thinking about it, I do say data more.
Right.
I won't say data because like it's like a sports drop.
Oh.
You know, like one of the coaches, like, take that for data.
Take that for data.
Yeah.
I always think, too, of Star Trek, The Next Generation.
Star Shack?
Star Trek. Star Trek. Star Trek. That's another one. Track or Trek? It's spelled Trek. Is it Star Trek or Star Trek?
Oh, I say Star Trek because I can't pronounce words anyways, though.
I'm going to go Star Trek. The Next Generation had a character called Data, and they never called him Data, which would have been funny. I wish maybe if I watched him more, maybe somebody did.
Data.
But Data was like a robot guy that looked like a human, but he's like extra pasty. Played by Brent, somebody another Spiner.
Oh, that guy's named Data?
Yeah, Brent Spiner. Look at that. Pulled that from the archive of my brain. The data of my brain. But yeah, so that was what I've been working on. I think it turned out pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. I saw it. Legit.
So
as your wife would say, looks like a professional did it.
She gave me. I showed her that before I sent it over. I go, hey, look how good these turned out. And she goes, wow, those are great. It looks like a professional did it. I'm like, what? What the hell? Most backhanded compliment I've ever heard. Seriously? I go, you realize that we get paid to do this. We are professionals.
Yes.
How dare you? How dare you? So yeah, that was a pretty good burn though. Yeah. I don't mind.
Keeps you going.
Yeah, keeps you going. Keep the fire alive. Yeah. Moving over to the news jacuzzi. I got a whole bunch of them, but I want to pull up these pictures real quick because this is going to crack you up. Have you heard about the new Marvel characters they're introducing in New Mutants?
New Mutants?
Yeah, do you ever... I know you weren't a big comic book guy like I was, but New Mutants is kind of an offshoot of X-Men in the Marvel Universe. And so...
wasn't it called something different?
So there's a whole bunch. So listen. There's a whole bunch of Marvel mutant-type comics, right? Yes. You got X-Men, you got X-Force, you got X-Factor. I mean, everything they could put an X in front of, they did, right? Then they started branching out to the New Mutants. They had the Omega something or another. They had all this crap, right? So New Mutants were kind of like a poor man's X-Men in the Marvel Universe. And apparently they still are because they've got some new artists and things coming up with concepts for kind of a reconfiguration of the New Mutants.
It's kind of like a Teen Titans.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I'd say that's similar to Teen Titans. So they released, I've been saying New Mutants, New Warriors.
Yeah, see?
Damn it.
You got me so confused, man.
Well, the same thing. New Warriors. It's all the same idea, right? New Warriors.
The New Mutants is a movie that's coming out.
Yeah, New Mutants. But it's also a comic in the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
So yeah, they have too many comics with the word new. So the New Warriors, start again. They reconfigured it because it's been around since I was young. New Warriors comic. And they're introducing a handful of brand new characters, as they put it, for today's age in modern reader.
Oh, that's so bad.
So you already know it's going to be bad. Yeah. So I'm going to show you some pictures, and we'll describe them to the audience, and then they can look them up on their own. But this is the first one. The first few, just so you know, because this is bad, but this isn't as bad as it gets. So the first one that we see is a character called B Negative. Without seeing B Negative, what do you think he does? What do you think his powers might be?
Battery power.
No, B Negative.
Oh, mood swings.
No, he's a vampire. Think about it. B Negative, blood. Yeah. It's so obvious you missed it.
I know.
So B Negative is a vampire. He's probably of them all, he's probably the better looking character, and they're all stupid, right? Yeah. So B Negative is kind of a daunty little punk vampire with pink hair and pink wings. He's all white. He doesn't hurt my feelings too bad. His name's kind of hokey. His character design's kind of hokey, but it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. Any opinions on B Negative?
Yeah.
Okay. So, joining B Negative on the New Warriors is Screen Time. What do you think Screen Time's powers are?
TV.
Yeah, there you go. So, Screen Time, I'd have to look to see exactly what his power is. He looks kind of like a stupid version of Cyclops, right? He's got like a thing going across his eyes, and he's got these things powered to his head that's like reading his brain signals or something.
Oh, is he Asian?
Is he Asian?
Let's go.
He's definitely ethnic of some sort.
He's either Asian or Hispanic. One of the two.
Yeah, he doesn't hurt my feelings too bad. He's more your standard looking character. This art, by the way, this particular style, when the listeners decide to look these up themselves, this is not my favorite type of art. It's more current, I get it, but I kind of still 90s comics, even though they get crapped on all the time, had some amazing artwork, like the Rob Liefelds, the Todd McFarlanes, the Jim Lees. They did some. Rob Liefeld did a lot of garbage. Don't get me wrong, but they did some cool stuff.
I like Jim Lee.
Jim Lee is a boss, and by the way, Jim Lee is the boss in charge of this. He approved this.
Maybe he's just too tired.
He's like, yeah, this is what the kids like.
Yeah.
Okay.
He looks kind of like that Ben 10 dude.
He does. Right? Very Ben 10-y.
You see his little emblem on his chest? It's kind of like a Wi-Fi. Maybe he's like shooting out information to like his teammates or something.
Yeah. He's different.
He looks at his goggles like power level 1000. You could take him.
It could be. So
I don't know.
The new Warriors seem like a bunch of new losers to me, but we haven't even got to the bad ones. So here, these next two, these are the ones that caught me, and I swear to you, I thought this was like a parody. I did not think it was real. The two new characters, they're twins. It's a male and a female twins, which is fine. I'm all for that, right? Their names are, and I kid you not, Snowflake and Safe Space.
No way.
And I'm not sure. Like, I can't even guess what Snowflake and Space.
How does that combine?
So, well,
whoa.
So Snowflake and Safe Space, and we'll have to jump in there.
They're twins?
They're twins. So it's a male and a female. And I'm pretty sure, let me see if I can get to the webpage if I still have it up. But the artist and or creator, sometimes I'm not sure if the creator was the artist or a writer, but he basically said that they understand that, because on the internet today, oh, you gotta go to your safe space, or you're such a snowflake. These are derogatory terms. So they're
taking
almost
it back, huh?
That's exactly what he wrote, that they're taking it back. And I'm like, this makes me so frustrated to no regard. So
I guess I have no choice but to take back Kung Flu.
So
let's go.
Snowflake and Safe Space are psychic twins. And apparently all twins are psychic, but they're psychic-er, says Snowflake. I'm like, oh my god. So not only is the art bad, the concept bad, but the writing is pretty terrible. Snowflake, a cryokinetic. What does that even mean? Does that mean anything to you?
Is that like computers?
Cryokinetic. Like,
Something
I think about
like
cryotherapy, you get all cold. Maybe that's where the snowflake comes through.
Oh.
Kinetic is maybe like a brain thing. So here, this kind of explains it. Snowflake, she's able to materialize snowflake-shaped shuriken projectiles for throwing. So she basically makes ninja stars out of snowflakes. Now, to be fair, that's not the dumbest thing ever, because Gambit is one of my favorite Marvel X-Men, and the homie just chucks playing cards at people.
Yeah.
He like psychically powers them up and like flings them at people.
But he could do it with anything. He could like power up anything, but he chooses to do cards.
Yeah, he chooses to do cards because he was like a gambler or something, right? Gambit.
Yeah.
Okay, now that's Snowflake. Now Safe Space, the male twin, can materialize pink force fields. Now I should have described the way they look. Safe Space, they're both African American. Perfect, cool, dig it. They're wearing like jumpers for some reason. Like they're about to go like rollerblading maybe.
Oh yeah, they're like roller derbies.
Yeah, like roller derby contestants. Snowflake has a snowflake emblem on her chest. Of course. And Safe Space, what is that even? It's like three
circles or something? Boxes?
Maybe octagons inside of a circle? I don't know what the hell's going on with Safe Space. But she's wearing all like light blue, and she also seems to dye her hair to match her outfit. So she's got like baby blue hair and boots and knee things for her roller derby. And then Safe Space, her brother, has pink hair with big pink sideburns, pink earrings, by the way. Did you notice that? I didn't catch that on first glance.
Oh, pink eyes too?
Pink eyes. She has blue eyes.
Well, maybe that's their natural hair too.
So yeah, I'm assuming because they're weird. And so he's got an all pink outfit. So this goes along with Safe Space's powers. Safe Space can materialize pink force fields, but he can't inhabit them himself. The reflex only works if he's protecting others. So he creates a literal safe space.
Nice.
They're hyper aware of modern culture and optics, and they see their superheroics as post-ironic meditation on using violence to combat bullying. God damn, this makes me mad. I can't tell you how and then the sentence, the paragraph ends with, they're probably streaming this. What does that even mean, you nerds? You know what this is? This is written by someone way too old for the culture, and he's seen it, he's read it, he doesn't comprehend it. And so he's just spitting it out. Oh, it makes me so mad. So the writer says, Snowflake and Safe Space are twins, and their names are very similar to Screen Time's name. It's an idea that these terms are getting thrown around on the internet, and they don't see them as derogatory. They take those words and wear them as badges of honor. So angry.
Oh my God.
So
it's
angry.
kind of like the writer was bullied, and he's like, you know what?
I would love to see what this dude looks like. So here, let's go back for a second. Now that we have what each person is. Screen Time, because we were trying to guess what Screen Time was all about.
Oh, yeah.
He's a meme. A meme-obsessed super teen. Like pretty much every teen.
Oh, yeah.
So I think I have a meme-obsessed super teen living upstairs.
Meme life.
Yeah. Whose brain became connected to the internet after becoming exposed to his grandfather's, hold on, where's this going? Experimental internet gas. What
The hell's internet gas?
What the hell does that mean? So it's like, I'm going to show these to my kid, and then when he's not looking, I'm totally going to crop dust him and be like, it's experimental internet gas, sucker. Take that for your screen time. So now he can see augmented reality in real-time maps. So he's like Google glasses.
Yeah.
His superpower is Google glasses. He can oh my God. I should have just kept reading. He can instantly Google. They're literally using the word Google. He can instantly Google any fact. Does this make him effectively a genius? He sure acts like it does. God.
See, he's basically a living computer.
He's a computer.
Yeah.
This is the dumbest thing. They should have just called him Echo. It would have been way cooler. The writer on this one says, I wanted to have teen characters who felt as now as the New Warriors did in 1990. Well, I was around for the 1990s New Warriors, and they didn't seem nearly as lame as these fools. His name is Kibblesmith. That tells us all we need to know is the writer's name is Kibblesmith. Good job, Kibblesmith.
Yeah, he was bullied.
The New Warriors have been the zeitgeist characters from the beginning. You get edgy skateboarding Night Thrasher in the 90s and reality TV team in the 2000s, and now in 2020 we have the New Warriors who never grown up without internet, and one character who appears to essentially live inside of it. Oh crap!
You see, there's one more bad one.
Yeah. So hold on. I'm so curious. This is
Vampire guy.
Yeah, the vampire guy. We need to go back and figure out what B negative is all about. So B negative is a teen living vampire exposed to Michael Morbius. Well, that's kind of cool. So I'm digging this.
There's a connection.
Yeah, so he's a little cooler than the other ones. He's exposed to Michael Morbius's blood as a child in a rogue but life-saving medical procedure. So he's not bit. He's just somehow transferred some Morbius blood.
So as a vampire, he's allowed to like get older.
Well, he's a teen now. He
Yeah.
says, oh, here we go. They answer your question. That's a fantastic question. He still ages like a regular kid, but has all of the abilities of Morbius. He's also obsessed with all the music and attitude of a classic, the long past decades, like the 90s and the 2000s. I swear to God, if you tell me the 2000s is classic music, I'll punch you right in your face. That's all I have to say. And this is the part that makes me the most angry about his paragraph. It ends with, the world is a vampire, and so am I. God damn. B negative is a goth kid. When he was a baby, he got a rogue life-saving blood transfusion, we assume from Michael Morbius, and he is now a very similar look and similar vampire powers, shares Kibblesmith. B negative ages like a regular person, or does he? And he definitely drinks blood, or does he? Why does he keep saying that? It makes me so mad. But designer artist Luciano Vecchio took brilliant inspirations from the 90s Spider-Man cartoon and gave B negative that leech sucker's animated look of Morbius in the palms of his hands.
Oh, I hated those.
You know, the only reason they did that is because they thought that the blood sucking in the kids' cartoon was too much, and that's why they created the sucking out of the hands. That's the only reason.
He has gloves on. How is he gonna suck?
I don't.
He's
Maybe he pulls them off. Yeah, like because otherwise you might notice he's a vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah. So B negative sucks. Okay, so here's the last one, who's equally as garbage as the rest of them. But I like the name. The name's my favorite of all of them.
Okay.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
So the last new warrior is named Trailblazer.
What?
Cool name, right? We love the Trailblazers in Oregon. Yeah. Would you like to see what Trailblazer looks like? So Trailblazer is, we're going to go a body positive superhero.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's fine. I get that too. That actually doesn't hurt my feelings like some of these other ones. She's a heavier set African American woman. I'm thinking.
She's like Lizzo.
Here, let's let them describe
Lizzo. There we go.
She's just a regular kid scooped up into a world of teenage superheroine. Her magic backpack. So she doesn't have any powers apparently. She has a backpack that does stuff. You know who else had a magic backpack? Dora, and she was an explorer. Is actually a pocket dimension, which seemingly is infinite space from which she can pull out useful or random objects. Isn't that kind of what Green Lantern does? Just randomly manifests objects?
With his mind.
Yeah, so she has a backpack. So it's not always under her control. She claims to get her power from God, but not the God you're thinking of. Oh, interesting. That's interesting. At least her version of stuff's a little interesting. She's a group home foster kid. Oh, there you go. Like all of them. She somehow is. Well, Night Thrasher is the old school new warrior, so he's the one that kind of finds her and rescues her. The scribe says, but she's not a great looking drawing, but she definitely has the most normal, like superhero-iness about her. So that's the new Warriors. If anybody wants to check it out, it looks like the most terrible comic book ever made, and I gotta wonder what Marvel's up to when they decided to do that. I want to jump over. Now we're finally finished with that horrific news story.
Oh yeah.
To PS5. Do you know any of the stuff about it? Have you heard anything?
I feel like all the specs came out.
Yeah.
Well, that's for like super nerdy people, right?
We were talking about that off air a little bit. Does it mean anything when you see specs to the average user?
No, like for me, I don't understand it as much as the smarter people.
Yeah, because it's like. All I care about, or all my kids care about anymore, is are the graphics going to be better? Is it going to run faster? Is it going to load faster?
Yeah. Well, what I heard is it's going to load way faster.
Yeah, because of the ultra high speed SSD.
Yeah.
So, it's just a couple of things for all of the smarter fellas out there. I won't even call you nerds because you guys are just smarter than us. But the new PS5 has the ultra high speed SSD, integrated custom I/O system. Custom AMD GPU and ray tracing, and a highly immersive 3D audio. I don't even really understand what 3D audio means. It just somehow they're making it sound like
more surround. Maybe.
I don't know. It sounds made up. It sounds like the kind of crap we come up with when we were making flyers.
You can hear it from behind you.
Right.
Yeah.
With these capabilities, the PS5 will allow developers to maximize their creativity, building expansive worlds and new play experiences in the games they design. So I think in reality, why it's kind of cool that they're already giving us these things. And I guess, there's probably a lot of, I'm like looking at a list of just stuff that I don't understand.
Yeah, but you sound smart though.
Yeah, right. Well, I could just read it off and be like, did you know it supports 4K 127 hertz, 8K TV. What the hell's an 8K TV?
It's like 2 4Ks combined.
Just stacked on top of each other. Like, I need an 8K TV now. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Like, you get one in front of you and one behind you, so you get 3D sounding.
That's how they do the 3D audio. You figured it out. Yeah, so I just wanted to touch on it because I think we'd be remiss if we didn't at least mention that they released the stats for it. Because I think this is going to be a big Christmas time item.
Yeah.
Because it comes out this year.
Hopefully it's not delayed.
I wouldn't think so, because I would imagine, if honestly, this is as horrific as today's society is at this moment, it's going to be great for video games, right?
Yeah.
Especially these. And I always wondered, what's your opinion on digital media versus physical media. Pro or con?
For me, I grew up playing PlayStation 1 too.
Yeah.
And so Final Fantasy 7 came out that time.
Right.
And then they made a remake for the PS4. So I bought the physical copy of that because it's just like nostalgic for me.
You like the packaging, things like that, to have it.
But other than that, I would just go digital.
Yeah, that's, I'm like you. I'm an old school guy. I literally own probably every video game system that was ever made from the dawn of time. I keep them all stored away, museum style. One day I'm gonna have a party where I have a bunch of people over and we'll play through like the years, the decades at this point of video games. But I kind of agree that it just makes sense for it all to be digital, and then you don't like. This time of age, we're not supposed to be going out and hanging out with people. You could just download the game you want to play and play it.
It's just like, you have the DVD, but it's on Netflix. You'd rather watch it on Netflix,
Yeah.
Like going, getting a CD, putting it in, it's just too much work,
Yeah, we don't need that anymore because they've come a long ways. I'm with you. I don't know about you, but I told everybody this last Christmas that I used to be a big collector of Blu-rays and DVDs, and I enjoyed getting those for holidays and birthdays. I said, I don't want that stuff anymore. It just takes up room. And most of the ones I've gotten recently, because almost every Blu-ray you buy comes with a digital code.
Yeah.
I loaded them all into an app I use. I think it's Movie Time. And I'm good to go. I don't need any of that crap anymore.
Well, good thing about you, Thor, before.
I'm still stuck with Thor. Never get rid of Thor.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was my hot jacuzzi news on the PS5. It is what it is, and I'm kind of excited about it. We'll see.
Yeah, they said we're going to be really good for streaming too.
Yeah. I mean, that'll be good if it can stream fast, if it can download fast.
Yeah.
I think that's going to make a big difference for everybody.
Well, when the Xbox Elite or the Pro version came out versus the PlayStation 4 Pro, they both came out, and the Xbox specs were like way better than the PlayStation specs.
Right.
But PlayStation was more popular. So I think this is going to be the same thing too.
Yeah, I'm eager to see how they compete.
Yeah.
And if I see a lot of people already on the Twitters taking sides of which you're going to choose. And I've always kind of been like, why do you have to choose? Save up, baby. Get them both.
Well, competition is good. That way they push each other and make, it progress better,
And anymore, it seems like there's no competition in so many fields. You have all these big companies buying everything. So, yeah absolutely. I agree with you. Competition is good. My next story. What scientists learned after firing a small cannonball into a near-Earth asteroid? Can you believe that? We did that? That sounds like something right out of a movie. So,
I can't really imagine it.
Well, so the Japanese, our friends in Japan, they have their own aerospace exploration group, and they have a small spacecraft that they send out into space because we don't realize how many asteroids come like dramatically close to Earth. They're not gonna kill us, but there's space junk flying by all the time.
Right.
So they send up their spacecraft, and it was able to shoot a copper cannonball. And the cannonball itself, I guess, is only a little bit bigger than a tennis ball, into an asteroid that was close to Earth. It wasn't gonna hit us or anything. Named Ryugu, which I'm sure they must have named from the name of it, to learn about its composition. Almost a year later, the scientists have had a chance to finally analyze all this data. I don't know. Captured by the cameras in the spacecraft from hitting it, and they're using it to figure out whether or not we can divert asteroids. Is there any kind of composition materials on asteroids that we can use? Because this is the kind of stuff you see in like futuristic movies.
Yeah.
Where what if the cure for coronavirus happened to be on a space rock? You know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. And so you learn all these different types of things. It's pretty cool. They actually, if you go on like CNN or probably any of the news sites, they have a small video you can actually see it happen. Nice. So for all those who don't think that the Earth is round, go look at this video because you can see it in the background. It looks pretty round to me.
We're gonna get adamantium finally.
Yeah, they said the researchers said that the impact of this tennis ball cannonball created a 33-foot wide crater on the surface of the asteroid. So I don't know.
Damn, from that little thing?
Yeah, isn't that crazy? It sent a plume of material upon impact, which the camera was able to capture in full detail. It just looks pretty cool. The crater it left behind was like a semicircle, so it was a pretty good smack almost making it very golf ball like.
Did it like go a different direction? It just went through it.
It bounced off of it, so yeah, it like refracted. It hit it, bounced off into another direction. But I don't think that it actually was enough to divert. So like if the asteroid was coming towards us, tennis-sized copper ball is not going to do it.
We need something bigger.
Something bigger. But it was interesting to learn. So they were able to, because it definitely broke off chunks of it almost like a powder.
Yeah.
And they were able to collect some of that. And they're going to be able to do some different science testing and stuff like that with it.
And that's how Meteor Man came about.
Yeah. And this is what they considered a small asteroid, but it was 3,000 feet wide. So, but I guess that's pretty normal. That asteroids that big will hit our atmosphere and generally burn up and not hurt anything.
Well, at least we got the Japanese looking out for us.
Yeah, it's somebody. We need somebody to do it because we're certainly not doing it. So yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. Hot sciencey news for all our data science friends. I don't think that's the kind of science they're into, but whatever. Just trying to make everything come full circle. My final news story is also kind of oh, what the heck? My page changed.
Did you lose it?
Yeah. I lost it. Nope, got it. My final news story comes today from the world's fastest supercomputer has identified chemicals that could stop the coronavirus from spreading, a crucial step towards a vaccine.
How does a fast computer do that? Like,
so
do they catch the virus?
Well, what they do is, they run the virus through it. And so IBM, it's that, have you seen those Watson commercials that they run constantly? So IBM has a supercomputer called Watson, and it's the brain of AI. Supposedly, according to what I've heard and read, this AI is like the kind of AI that's going to eventually murder us all, that like Elon Musk is afraid of.
Yeah, Terminator.
Yeah. It ran thousands of simulations to analyze drug compounds to find out which ones might effectively stop the virus from infecting the host cells, which is what the coronavirus is doing to us that make us so sick. The supercomputer was able to identify 77 different compounds that would help, right? It's a real promising start towards the vaccine, because the thing about these vaccines is they generally take up to 3 years to perfect. And then once they perfect it, they just kind of mess around with. So if you look at like a flu vaccine, for instance, they try to guess which flus. I mean, it's more than guessing; it's sciencey stuff.
Yeah. They
figure out which ones are coming, and then they try to pack those into these things, this vaccine, and they give it to you, a little dose of it, so you're good to go. And that's the goal of this. But because this is so novel or new, they have to do all these different things. But the fact that we have these supercomputers, the AIs that were eventually going to murder us anyways, they're helping us cut the time down, hopefully in less than half, because half would be a year and a half. We still probably need it faster than that, because if we're looking at a year and a half to come up with a vaccine, that means we're just going to have to suffer until it stops, because it's still a standard virus, right? As soon as virus and flu season are over, it'll go dormant on us, and we won't see it again until next year at this time. In theory, thanks to these types of things, we should have a vaccine at least by then. I'm not sure that I would trust a vaccine they come out with tomorrow. Like if El Presidente says, I've got a vaccine everybody should take tomorrow, I'm going to let some other people take it first. So I'm not saying I'm not first in line for that vaccine. You know what I mean? Because the anti-vaxxers will be like, see,
you're right.
We told you. Everybody's growing horns and they're becoming like Safe Space and Snowflake. Yeah, no thank you.
Maybe you want to, though.
Yeah, that's how you get superpowers. Yeah. So, no thank you. So, for now, until we get the vaccine, everybody should just stay at home. You know, the nice thing, though, about this coronavirus and getting to stay at home more is we've been doing lots of things as a family. And we go outside. We play a lot of basketball.
You're actually bonding?
I know, yeah. I saw a meme that's like, I just 2 weeks without sports, and I noticed this woman sitting next to me on the couch. You know, that kind of thing. But we've been hanging out lots, and one of the things we've been doing, I don't know if you guys have been doing it, is playing more like board and card games. And so I thought it'd be kind of fun if we could think about like our favorite board and card games. So give you your top three. So do you have a top three? Like, let's start with your third. What's your third favorite game to play, and who do you play with? Because for me personally, I have some games I play with other adults, like party games. And I have games I'll play with my fam.
Campfire.
Just kidding. I love it. So for those who in the know, which is probably nobody
knows.
Ren and I, along with our game bro, had a game company a while back called Confetti Yeti. And Confetti Yeti's one big hit game was a card game called Campfire, where it was a camp building game where basically each player had to build 3 camps before the next player, and you could do stuff. The whole point of the game was to kind of screw with everybody else's campsites. Yeah. And so it was fun, and I like that shout out. But nobody can buy that game right now. So what's your real favorite, third favorite?
I only have 2 for now.
All right, that's fine.
So my number 2 is damn it,
You've already forgotten your number 2 favorite game.
Ticket to Ride.
Also, we happen to be sitting in a room where there's an entire shelf of games. If you need to look over there and just randomly choose one, which I do see Ticket to Ride.
So that's my number 2.
Okay.
Because it's a very fun game with the family.
That is a fun game.
Takes a lot of time. People like engage and stuff like that.
That's a great choice because Ticket to Ride is almost more of those like more strategic games. But young kids can get into it. Yeah. So like my young son, he's a little bit older now, but when he was like 12, 11, he would murder us at Ticket to Ride. He was so good at it because you really have to think ahead with how you're building your railroads and
And then my number 1 is Sequence.
Sequence. Yeah. Also have that right there. So tell people what Sequence is if they've never played it.
It's basically like Connect 4.
Sort of, yeah. You're basically trying to take the spot because it's like blue versus white.
Yeah,
am I right? I haven't played Sequence in a while.
Well, it's like
you're like flipping them over. Like if you put it down, you're flipping over the one next to it.
No. There's like a whole board of like cards, right? Like Ace, King, Queen, and you have the cards that you have on hand.
Yeah.
And every time you play a card, you put a little token on that card that's on the board.
Is that the same way? Hold on.
Then you try to connect like 5 tokens together.
I guess I don't remember Sequence. I haven't seen it here. I'm sure you're right.
Which one are you talking about?
I don't know. This is exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Look how new my Sequence is.
You never even played it.
It's never even been opened.
Yeah.
Okay. What game am I talking about?
Were you flipped?
Yeah, I was. So I was remembering the game I thought Sequence was, and I don't know if you've ever played it. It's like a plastic board, and there's tiles, and I have blue tiles and you have white tiles, and we each laid the tiles down, but every time I lay one of my color tiles next to yours, it changes your color. So we take turns fitting them in, and we keep turning the colors until you get it all turned your color versus the other player's color.
This sounds so familiar.
Right. I'm trying to look at my thing as a game because I don't get rid of anything. I'm sure it's up there somewhere, and I wonder what game it was because there's probably some listeners. Oh, that's it right there. I see it. Hold on. I'll be right back. It's right here. This one.
Which one? Dude, you have so many board games.
Yeah, we have a lot of games. This is interactive podcasting right now. So the game I'm talking about is Parker Brothers Domain.
Dude, that looks so old school, dude. What
year is that? I don't know. Does it say on the box somewhere? Some of the best games are really old. It's like you hear it. I don't know. It does look old.
Yeah, it's like you get it from like a garage sale from an attic.
But so I'm gonna show it to you real quick. But yeah, so see what happens is I would put down this one, and it's a lot of strategy. But if you put down this one because it's touching it, this one would turn from white to blue.
Well, it looks kind of like Tetris.
Yeah, they look like Tetris pieces because there's ones that are shaped like T's, some shaped like pluses, and some straight ones, and some curves and things like that, like L's.
So you're basically just playing war in a way.
Sort of, but it takes strategy because they only fit a certain way.
Yeah.
And if you play it right, because there'll be blank spots when you're done, and there's no more. You basically play there's no more spots you can take, and whoever has the most colors wins.
Right.
And so it's really fun. This is honestly what I thought Sequence was. Wrong. Super wrong. Domain.
But yeah. Sequence is my number 1.
That sounds good. I think I might have to break it out and actually play it now that I understand it. It's not Domain.
Well, for me, I like Sequence because like we usually play in pairs.
Yeah.
And then like we can't talk to each other, so we're trying to like mind read, like go there, and then she like goes somewhere like God damn it.
You know? That sounds so fun.
Yeah.
So what's an average game of Sequence last? How long did it last?
Probably like 10 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad. Those are my favorite kind of games.
Yeah, because you're trying to connect 5 in a row.
Yeah.
And there's other cards to take out tokens, so that you can like take out other players' tokens and not to get a connection.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool. So I was thinking about mine, and I'm kind of looking over at my my board, and I have my top 3 games. So 2 of my top 3 games are family games that I really enjoy, and I like I like easy games that my puny little brain doesn't have to work too hard with. Used to be, and if you asked me a few years ago, my favorite game of all time was Stratego. You ever played Stratego?
No.
So Stratego is awesome. It's probably over there somewhere. But Stratego is basically like a war game, right? It's like super. Imagine playing like checkers or chess, but each character you have a board with good blue team, red team, and they all have different moves. And you don't know which of my characters do what because I can only see them and you can't. And so you can move bombs. Like you go to attack someone and it blows you the hell up, or you basically try to take out the other's team and get all the way across. And so I used to be able to, because I'm a pretty good strategist. I could kick pretty much anybody's behind at Stratego, and so everybody quit playing with me. So I should bring it to work because I think you're smarter than me. You probably beat me at Stratego, but I used to own Stratego.
Not anymore, man.
Not anymore because nobody will play with me.
I don't even see it up there.
Yeah, we may not even have it anymore, which would be a real bummer because I was dope at Stratego. But my third favorite game is Sorry. Mostly because I like going, sorry, when I knock someone's...
Every time?
You know me. I'm going to make it as annoying as possible. So if you've never played Sorry, you played Sorry, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So everybody, I think, probably knows what Sorry is. You move the little things around, try to get into the end. And you can knock, as you draw cards, you've got that Sorry card. You can screw somebody over. Yeah. I kind of like any game where you can kind of, mess with your opponents. So I really enjoy Sorry. It's fun to play. It also has more strategy than you think. And so I generally always win Sorry. The next game I think has a little bit of strategy, but I almost always lose, but still enjoy it because I think it's really a game of luck. But my wife absolutely owns me at this game. The kids all like to play it. Is Yahtzee. Do you like Yahtzee?
Ain't that all luck?
Yeah. Well, it depends. Here's where the strategy comes in, right? So you have to fill out so many rolls with different dice combinations.
Yeah.
Depending on how you choose to use your dice is where the strategy comes in. And that can really help. So I've won it a few times based on that, using strategy versus just being lucky. But I really like Yahtzee. And there's so many versions of Yahtzee. If you look over at my game shelf here, you can see that we've got multiple types of Yahtzee games.
Yeah.
And I even created my own Yahtzee game one time. Do you remember Die Dice Die?
Oh, yeah.
Back in the Confetti Yeti years, I was trying to make a dice game that was very similar to Yahtzee.
With guns.
Yeah, it was cool. Basically, you were an assassin. You were trying to assassinate with rolling dice. And it was pretty fun. But so Yahtzee is my second favorite. I like regular Yahtzee. I like those big ones. You get like yard Yahtzee, and you roll around the bricks of wood in your backyard. Those are super fun. But my all-time favorite board/card game is an adult party game. Definitely not for kids. And I own probably not every deck, but close to every single card deck that they've ever put out. Is Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah, I knew it.
I love that game. It's so fantastic. It's my favorite because it's dirty. You would not want to play with anybody that has that's easily offended, or is sensitive, because they would be like, "What is this? You're a bad person."
Yeah, a little sensey.
Yeah, it's definitely Safe Space. He would not want to play this game.
No.
Snowflake. She would not want to play this game. But yeah, if you like crude and rude humor. Cards Against Humanity can't go wrong. And there's been a lot of copies. So another game I enjoy, which isn't my top 3, is Joking Hazard, which is basically cartoon version of Cards Against Humanity. Because Cards Against Humanity, basically you just kind of assemble cards, and the person who's not playing that turn gets to think which combination is the funniest.
Yeah.
And so Joking Hazard's the same idea. We combine a couple of different cartoon panels, and whoever one's the funniest wins. But these games are perfect for when you're drinking with your friends and you all want to be rowdy and laugh.
Yo, Taco Tuesday.
Yes. In fact, that's the game I'm super excited about. I don't want to talk about it without having him on. So our old friend Stagmo, Game Boy himself, he finally did it. He made the most legit game called Taco Tuesday. And I think if we're going to talk about it, we got to have him on. It would be kind of fun if we can get him to come on and actually play the game on air. Like record us playing. I don't know how long, if that's a game you can play in 5 or 10 minutes, but how perfect would that be?
I don't know, man. It might take a while.
Yeah. So anyways, I have a lot of games.
You have so much games.
Yeah.
You're good for quarantine, man.
Yeah, we're definitely good for quarantine. I used to be looking over that Balderdash was a good one, because that's just literally, you lie. So you read off the truth, and you have to mix in your own lie, and the other players try to guess which one's the lie because everything sounds kind of sketchy. And I was really good at tricking people into not choosing mine as the lie.
Boulder Dash.
Yeah, Boulder Dash.
Sounds like a superhero.
Yeah. So if anybody needs games, there are lots of great board games out there you can play with your family during these quarantine times. But that's honestly all I had for today. Unless you have anything else you want to talk about.
No, I think
we've talked more than long enough today.
Yeah.
You guys are getting an extra bonus, stuffed filled episode. So once again, everybody stay safe, stay healthy, and enjoy. And as you get locked up, make sure to listen to podcasts. Listen to ours. Listen to everybody's. There's so many good podcasters out there that give a chance to like the weird ones you've never tried. And we'll catch you on the flippity flip. Bye. Somebody suck me.